Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you for tuning in to your weekly Fourth and Short.
You going for it?
Today we're here with my boy Stack, Matthew, Johnny, and this is Luis. Today we're going to be talking about some of the hot new sports coming to you now.
Let's get into that weekend recap. NFL Week 6, Detroit beat Dallas 47-9. Yikes, don't even want to talk about that.
Nah.
Ravens versus Detroit 30-23. Rookie Jaden Daniels continues to impress despite the loss. Bills 23 versus Jets 20. Old man Aaron Rodgers can't get it done. Josh Allen MVP tour. Bears 35 versus the Jags 16. Big Bears win versus across the pond. College football Week 7. Army number 23 Army 44 versus UAB number 10.
Number 10.
The Black Knights slay the Dragons 44-10. Number 1 Texas 34 versus Oklahoma 3. Red River rivalry, Red River blowout. Number 22 Illinois 50 versus Purdue 49 in overtime. Look for the spoiler makers versus number 2 Oregon next week. Number 7 Alabama survives the Gamecock scare 25-27 versus South Carolina. Number 8 LSU has a Tiger miracle in Death Valley, winning 29-26 in overtime versus the Ole Miss Rebels. And a little bit of postseason baseball for you. New York wins 6-3 versus Cleveland, heading up 2-0 going into Cleveland. And tonight, the Dodgers versus Mets tied 1-1. First pitch 7:08 Central Time. You got Buehler versus Severino on the mound tonight in the Big Apple. All right.
Let's go Mets, baby. Let's go.
All the Mets, baby.
Let's go Mets.
Shohei Ohtani's generational, by the way. Just want to throw that out there. Y'all ready to get into this?
Yes, sir.
So, Luis,
Yes, sir.
I have a question dedicated just for you.
Okay, let's hear
Prepared
it.
this. I know the three of us are really big on sports, and you said you're not super big on the NFL.
Okay.
I don't mean to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah, with the first
but-
question.
Yeah, with the first question, I'm coming out hot. So,
Let's do it.
Luis,
Let's go.
what are your true opinions on the NFL compared to other professional sports leagues? It's kind of outsider looking in.
That's a great question.
I love that.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't know anything else about any other sport. So
Exclusively football?
Yeah. No, I don't know anything.
Oh, nothing.
I don't know none of them.
You're here
So
for
when
the
it comes
vibe.
to the leagues, when it comes to anything like, let's say, baseball leagues and stuff like that, I don't know how they treat their players compared to the NFL or the regulations and stuff like that. But what I would say though is Jerry Jones gotta go, bro. He's weird, bro.
Preach.
Something going on with
Preach.
them. I don't know, but I'm praying for those players. But you know, that's how I feel about
All
the
right.
NFL league.
Thank you.
I want to pivot off that one real quick.
Go ahead. Go
All right,
ahead. You got 30 seconds.
I listen to a lot of sports radio. 105.3 The Fan, shout out, love those guys. Jerry Jones hops on there once a week, and he openly takes questions, like for the public to ask him. And he got on there and got upset that the public asked him questions and told them, "I will fire you." Publicly on air to the radio host that he hired. Like you've been an owner for 30 plus years. What are we doing? How soft are you?
I don't think I can comment on respectfully.
I can't.
We're giving this a vote.
I can't stand Jerry Jones.
Is this man valid?
Is he valid?
Say aye if he's valid. Aye.
First down.
All right.
You're up,
So,
John.
So my first question for the ball knowers.
That's crazy. The ball.
That's a stray.
So
That's at.
Who's y'all's offensive rookie of the year candidates? We have a bunch of new young guys going into the league. Some have struggled, some have eventually come into their own. Who y'all got so far?
You want to take this?
And I'll take the. I mean, you got Jaden Daniels out in Washington. Obviously, he's by far and away front runner. He might even be an MVP candidate. Maybe a hot take, but even as a Cowboys fan, I could admit that one.
Yeah.
And then Malik Neighbors, same division. Man, Giants are the Giant. He's missed a couple games. I still think he has high potential. I think he can easily do it. And then my dark horse, Jags receiver Brian Thomas Jr. He is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right. I will follow you up on. I would not say that Jaden Daniels is in the offensive rookie of the year position because he's solely in the race for MVP.
Ooh.
As a rookie, he's come in and led this Washington team from extreme mediocrity to top 5 teams in the NFL today.
Yes, sir.
For me, this may come off as a dark horse as well, but I would have to say, it may have been predicted, but I'd have to say Caleb Williams.
Okay.
Just
okay.
because, of course, a rookie's going to struggle.
He's
going to
together,
struggle. He struggled in his first few games, but after watching him do what he did to Jacksonville this weekend in London, that told me everything I needed to know, that he's potentially living up to that number 1 draft pick potential that we all expected of him to really turn around the Bears organization.
Yeah,
And
I love that. I love that look for you. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of forgot about Caleb Williams. I mean, he's definitely doing better than my league neighbors, but
he fell under the radar after the first couple weeks.
I was
but
gonna say
now,
the first pick, but I don't know. Are we starting to see a trend of like maybe we shouldn't use the first pick? We should just draft the second pick, because first we had C.J. Stroud doing better than Bryce Young. Now we have the potential for Jaden Daniels to beat out Caleb Williams in this.
the Panthers are another story, though. We'll avoid that one.
All right.
Back to you, Matthew.
all right. So this is open. What is y'all's prediction for the rest of the Bills season? They got off to a hot start, fell into a bit of a slump. Can they still make the AFC Championship?
I think it depends on how bad the AFC East continues to be.
Yeah,
because the Jets just acquired Devontae Adams, but that same day, Bills acquired Amari Cooper from the Browns.
Right.
So
And Tua is dead. The Jags, the Pats are irrelevant.
yeah, they were out of the running as soon as Tua did not get up, and the Patriots don't have Tom Brady anymore. They're living in the past. So it's really, for me, between Jets and Bills, but in all reality, I think it's the Bills to lose, really. I think they have all the momentum. They have too much talent compared to the Jets. Jets also have a lot of talent, but it just hasn't clicked yet. So
It's all about if they can get over the hump about the Chiefs,
I would
though.
totally agree. Pause. You said Tua is dead? That's crazy.
He died briefly on the field.
Yeah.
To the
guy that actually died on the field. DeMar
like a
Hamlin
soul
laying down the law. He
fixed
said
his
no.
fixed his KD.
Fixed his KD is crazy.
All right, I got another one.
Gotcha.
Is college football producing a better product? Not players, not any of that, just purely entertainment. Is it more fun to watch college football than it is the NFL right now?
I think right now, in my opinion, it's about the same. But I think my opinion could change when playoffs comes around, because we haven't seen the 12-team playoff yet, and I'm really excited for that, because
I was gonna bring that up.
I really want to see how that changes the dynamic between, like, you know, just like the normal 4-team playoff, and now you got, you know, 12 different teams entering it. Like, I would love to see, like, a team like Boise State, like with Ashton Jonty, come in and just run through everyone as like a quite literal dark horse and destroy everything, man. So
I 100% agree. I'm looking forward to the 12 team. I think even the 16 team could be possible in the future. The FCS already does it, so I mean, why not?
I think there's even fans that are following this college football new wave with really just a hatred of Alabama. 2 games in a row where one they lost to unranked Vanderbilt, and
legendary.
then they go and scrape by with a win this last weekend. And I was working the weekend they lost to Vanderbilt, and you know, when the game ended, I was working at the bar, and it just erupted. It erupted with people just cheering for the fact that Alabama lost. They weren't going for Vanderbilt.
Who's a Vanderbilt fan?
There's just people that are jumping on the train of college football just to hate on Alabama, which
it brings people together.
I won't say what I have to say, but
it just means more in the SEC. That's what they say, right? Like,
Luis, what's your thoughts on that?
I think I think we should all hate Alabama.
Yeah.
Spread agendas.
As somebody who's not a sports fan, do you think colleges spend too much money on sports? That brought up to my mind thinking about that.
Interesting. So that is a good question. In my opinion, that is no. I don't think they drop enough. I think that we should be spending more. I think that we should be putting a lot more college funds into the football program.
They shouldn't give Mercedes. They should give full Lamborghinis, bro. Like not enough money.
Their doors need to be penthouses.
Real.
Exactly. My next question is, who do you think in the NFL is the next coach to get fired?
As a Cowboys fan, can I say Mike McCarthy? Because I'm begging for it at this point. Give me anybody who runs an offense this decade, the one that isn't 12 years out of date, that won him a Super Bowl in 2011.
Exactly.
I don't care about that anymore. I want wins now. I'm 20 years old. I've seen three, sorry, shout out Tony Romo. That's my guy. He's not dead or nothing.
He ain't dead.
Like two of them. For what he is, though.
I'm 20 years old. I've seen 3 playoff wins in my life. That's ridiculous.
As much as I would love to see that, I think the reality is that it's got to be Doug Peterson. In Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, I don't know if it's crazy to say, but I'm definitely not done believing in Trevor Lawrence.
No, I'm not
I think
either.
he's got a ton of potential.
Yeah.
And I think that
the Jags
they're
better not
wasting
be
it.
either. They just paid him all that money.
Right.
And you can't really fault the guy when 4 touchdown passes were dropped last week.
That's a great point. Great point. I mean,
I don't know if it was that British air or anything, but I don't know. I know for me when it comes.
The Jags are the London team though. They're supposed to be. Their owner is the ambassador of London or some shit like that. He's
I've got one more question before we wrap this up.
Got you.
And I wanted to leave it a little bit hot. So, based on the Chiefs starting 6-0, do we think they could go on to beat Tom Brady's 16-0 record and then go on to win a Super Bowl based on this year? Mind you, this is a chance to three-peat, and they're already off to 6-0, playing easily some of the hardest teams in the
the 72
NFL.
Dolphins or whatever they are.
Yeah.
My opinion on that is, do I think they'll three-peat? Yes. I don't think there is a team right now that can just match how awful they win, because they always scrape by.
They're so ugly. Their wins are so ugly.
They're not dominating or anything, but they always find a way to win, and I think that's just really important.
Call me crazy, but that's what worries me.
Exactly.
That's why. What happens when they do find their form week 14, and then they're
Really
even
high.
earlier than that? Yeah, and then they head into the playoffs 15-1. Do I think they go undefeated? No, because it's too competitive of a league.
They're not going to go undefeated, but I think they have a strong chance to three.
They're 6-0 off third string receivers. They're missing Rashee Rice and Isaiah Pacheco. They're just going to get those guys back, not Rashee Rice, but they're going to get Pacheco back, and who knows that they don't make something happen before the trade deadline.
But here's the thing.
This is true.
The thing is, they got 2 players that will just throw the ball. You see Patrick Mahomes.
That defense is elite.
Patrick Mahomes will just do a behind the back pass, and then you see Travis Kelce against the Saints. Oh my gosh, running a bunch of people right here. He sees P. Ryan, boop, and he's gone. And he almost converts it, and the next play converted. They were second and 30 something, bro.
As a Saints fan, it was very hard to watch. No bias, but
Bias for me.
Man.
I'll put my bias right
I
here.
think we're gonna have to leave it at that.
Do I think they go 17-0? No,
I
hope so.
don't think so.
Take us out, Luis.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been great with y'all here on
4th and Short.
You going for it?
Till next time.